Tonight on Starving Secrets with Tracey Gold.
And I'll have days where it's like binging and purging all day long because I was so depressed about what the scale said.
I don't even know how I can eat so much food. I just like shove it in.
You know, I don't know if her body's gonna give out on her before I give up on her, but the eating disorder at some point will end up killing her.
If I don't recover, I will die. I will die.
Eating disorders affect 25 million Americans from every walk of life. My name is Tracey Gold. I'm one of the lucky ones. I recovered. 20 years ago, my obsession with food, my anorexia, nearly took my life. Now, my mission is to help others battle their own eating disorders and to get them the treatment they need to save their lives.
I weigh myself every day. I know that it's gonna ruin my day if it doesn't say what I like, so I probably shouldn't do it, but I still do. And there's even been times where I'll give my husband the scale and say, here, take this, I don't want it anymore. And then by the next morning, I'm like, give it to me, or I'm just gonna go as soon as you leave and buy another scale. At least 5 times a week, I'll try on different pairs of pants in my closet. Usually I'll get out a couple of my size zeros and see how they're fitting, and if they are starting to get tight anywhere, then I don't like that. So I'd like them to be a little bit bigger, but...
I'm on my way to meet Michelle. She's in desperate need of my help. Michelle presents herself as a beautiful, energetic California girl with a good heart and loving husband. But the truth is, she's battling bulimia, a raging eating disorder that's consuming every aspect of her life. Michelle's husband, Matt, reached out to me, a desperate cry for help. Matt's witnessed how Michelle's obsession with looking great only masks the crippling self-hatred she feels inside. In a single binge, she consumes what most would consider 3 full meals and then purges. It's an obsessive ritual she repeats many times every day.
Meaning I get out like my toothbrush, my toothpaste, my floss, a towel, my Clorox bleach wipe so that I can clean when I'm done. And that way I have everything in there. I always like to have toilet paper because I usually stop at least one time in between, and I cannot stand it being on my mouth or my hands, so I have to wash off my hands and mouth really quick before I go back.
Michelle believes her bulimia is strictly about her weight and the disgust she feels when she looks in the mirror or steps on the scale.
I'll get so discouraged because of it that those are the days that I end up just binging and purging all day long.
What she can't see is that it's a deadly addiction, not only masking her pain, but killing her physically.
And I'll have days where it's like, 10 times a day because I was so depressed about what the scale said. And then those days, by the end of the day, I usually feel sick. My throat usually hurts, my glands will be swollen, usually pretty shaky, my heart's all messed up. And then, I had days when I was doing an enema every day. And if the scale said something too high, I would decide I was gonna do 5 or 6 that day.
Michelle remembers growing up a happy girl, but at 17, she made a shocking discovery.
My mom took me to the gynecologist, and I found out that I was born without a uterus, meaning that I cannot carry my own child. That was definitely the worst day of my life. Definitely.
Devastated by this revelation, Michelle spiraled down into self-hatred.
So I spent a lot of time after that in bed, and I slept for days.
This was when her bulimia began. When Matt met Michelle, she seemed vibrant and alive. She taught preschool and loved her students. But she was hiding the pain and sickness she felt inside. Matt had no idea.
The day I found out that she had an eating disorder was kind of eye-opening. How could I miss something like that? I didn't understand the disease. I didn't understand why somebody would want to do that to themselves. So I think I was a little shocked. I was a little disappointed. I was a little sad. And all I wanted her to do was help her get better. But I don't know how to do that.
6 years later, Matt is ready to give up, obliterating their only chance to adopt and start a family.
Sometimes she grows a little impatient and she wants a child now, and I just can't bring a child into this house at this point.
I'm here because her life is at stake.
Is your marriage and what's at stake there, is that enough for you to try and change what's happening?
Definitely. But at this point, it's almost like a security blanket for me.
Does that scare you?
Yeah, I don't know that I could give specific examples, but the whole entire thing is scary because it's mine. It's mine. I control it. I control exactly what happens with it. I definitely, as much as I want to give it away, I don't want to give it away. I want to keep it with me. I use it as a crutch for everything. So to give it away, it's scary. And I don't know what'll happen.
That's basically all I think about from the minute that I wake up. If I'm going to eat, what I'm going to eat. The minute I go to bed. I haven't ever since I was little. I can't remember ever liking myself.
Half a pound of the white American cheese. One chicken burrito. One bean and rice burrito. And one cheese quesadilla.
It's basically a huge waste of time and energy because I've spent all this money on all this food that I'm gonna go throw up. I like feeling empty, but at the same time, I hate feeling empty. That's why I stuff myself full of food.
I love the feeling after I purge.
Lauren says she wants to recover, but she's caught in a life and death struggle with her bulimia.
All right, let's do it. Okay. All right.
I'm hoping I can get her on the right track.
Tell me what's been going on with your eating disorder.
This became something completely, like, overpowering. I can't control it, you know? It's like just such a part of my life now. I hate it, but I like it sometimes.
What do you like about it?
The only thing I like is it's like my crutch. I feel anything, I can just go to that.
What scares you?
Feeling the things I don't want to feel in everyday life. My mother is not very emotional. And it was a lot of, like, not talking about things.
Tell me about your mom, because you said mother, and I can hear in your voice there's a lot.
Well, I love her, and she did the best she could, and I don't blame her. I was a super overachiever, and I wanted to please her, and I wanted to make her proud of me. But I always felt kind of like it was more important to her that I was, you know, all A's than like if I was happy with my life.
Lauren came to Los Angeles to attend the prestigious University of Southern California with dreams of becoming an artist. But over the last decade, Lauren's ambitions have been slowly destroyed by her bulimia.
I hate myself. I feel disgusting. I feel like I failed at everything. And I feel like I'm nothing.
I just don't wanna. I've been really sick lately, and I just don't get better. I don't get better. I've been sick with like a cough and a cold for over a month, and I've had various infections, and it's starting to scare me. It didn't really scare me before because I thought nothing bad will ever happen to me, and I'm completely invincible, but I'm not, so.
What do you think happens if you don't fix this?
Then I'm just gonna end up
And you won't
killing myself.
28,
I'll be like, 10 years from now, I'll be the same place. And I don't want that. I'll just be by myself with my bulimia. I just fill myself back up. I don't even know how I can eat so much food. I just like shove it in. But I don't think about it really, I just do it.
If I don't recover, I will die. I will die.
Michelle's bulimia is out of control. She goes on massive binge runs to feed her addiction.
2 big fat chicken tacos, spicy jack quesadilla, macho nacho, and a large Sprite.
Michelle's condition is more serious than she realizes. It's a full-blown mental illness. She's destroying her body and with it, her dreams of starting a family. If she doesn't get help now, she will fail. Michelle's husband, Matt, reached out to me.
You didn't think it was going to be like this when you married her, huh?
No. No. I just want her back. You know, sometimes you just feel like you're all alone, too. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to handle it. You feel like, I mean, how do you talk to people like about this, you know? I love her, and I still think I'm in love with her, and I want to be in love with her, and I just don't know that I can take this any longer. Can't take it any longer.
Yeah, that's, you know, it's
As hard as that is to say.
No. You do need somebody to like come in and help, you know, to help, because it's a lot to deal with, and you're certainly not meant to be equipped to deal with something like this.
After 6 years of living with Michelle's condition,
Hi, baby.
Matt is ready to leave her.
How are ya?
Goopy.
Obviously, I mean, it's really tough on him.
Yeah,
I know he's frustrated and scared, and
I know he is. I don't want him to be.
are you scared?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
How would you feel about coming to LA and figure out what kind of treatment would be good for you?
Okay. That would be fantastic. Love you.
Love you too. That would be great.
You feel good about that?
Yeah.
There's not been much hope. That's been difficult. So, yeah, that would make me really happy.
Love you.
I love you too. There's still that little thing in the back of my mind that says, is this really gonna happen? She's really gonna get better. And she knows that if she doesn't get better, she has nobody else to blame but herself.
Those glasses look nice and frosty.
I frosted them for you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Along with her bulimia, Michelle's drinking has escalated out of control. More than 50% of eating disorder patients struggle with another disorder or addiction, and Michelle has become part of that statistic.
When I come home and I see her drink, it bothers me, and she feels like I talk down to her. You sure you need any more of that?
Well, you can put it in the refrigerator.
I hate to say it, but I feel more like her father than her husband at this point. But I don't want to be like that anymore. I want a friend and a partner. And I know she's in there. She just needs to find herself. I don't know if her body's gonna give out on her before I give up on her, but whether it's from the drinking or the eating disorder, I think the eating disorder at some point will end up killing her. I can't do this for forever.
My eating disorder is my blanket. Like, it's so a part of me that I don't know how to let it go, and I'm so afraid of letting it go.
So how's it been since I left you?
Harder.
Harder than you thought?
Yeah, because the closer it got, you know, the more you start to realize, like, that you're actually doing it. You're not just talking about doing it.
Everything she does, doesn't matter what class or what school or what she does, she's always the #1 person in the class. She just doesn't always finish what she starts.
I'm just gonna take it day by day.
Yeah.
If I have to, hour by hour, and you know, this too shall pass.
I know that she's ready right now, and I just pray to God that she's the person that I know she can be.
% of eating disorder patients never make it through a treatment program. This will be the hardest thing Michelle will ever do.
When I think about getting treatment, it's obviously very scary, but I keep trying to focus on what's at the end of that road. And at the end of that road for me is being happy and healthy with my husband and having a child. So that definitely helps to have something that huge.
I'm gonna miss you a lot. And I'm feeling a little relieved right now, knowing that we're going in a positive direction. We're moving forward instead of backwards, and I don't think it's actually set in 100% yet, though. She gotta finish it.
Six months ago, Lauren started dating her best friend, George. While George has tried to be emotionally supportive for Lauren, he's growing more and more discouraged by her condition.
All I can tell you is I want to recover.
Right.
And I'm going to do everything I can to do it.
I know you will.
That's all.
You haven't really eaten today, have you?
No, I binged.
I knew for a fact what she was doing. I'm not gonna lie, it's really, really painful to see what Lauren's doing.
Does it bother you?
It's like gut-wrenching just thinking about it. Her spirit, her soul, her, you know, her self-esteem all gets damaged more and more if she keeps doing this.
I love you.
Lauren is leaving her life and George to enter residential treatment. A New Journey's program is rigorous and demanding. Not only will her meals be supervised, but her every move will be examined.
Welcome to A New Journey.
Hi, I'm George.
George, pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, George.
Lauren is facing a tough road ahead. 50% of bulimics never recover.
I love you. I've never been to treatment. I don't know what's to come. I'm nervous about dealing with all the things that I have pushed away for a long time.
This is the dining area.
where you're gonna have your meals and your snacks. Now, we keep the kitchen locked except during meal times and snack times. Curfew's at 10 o'clock every night. All eating snacks and meals needs to be done at the dining table, so you can't lounge on the couch while you're watching television. The only thing that can go in the bedroom is this water. We have this list of the foods that are not permitted here, because sometimes it's amazing, we just forget.
Oh no.
That's gonna be definitely an adjustment for me.
Well, what brings you to A&J?
I'm terrified of a lot of food.
Okay.
To eat it, but then I'm binging and purging constantly on the food I'm afraid of. My binge foods are my favorite foods that I would eat normally if I did not have an eating disorder. If I could sit down and eat something and enjoy it, I would. I love ice cream. I love macaroni and cheese. I love pizza. And so when I do a binge, it's like all the things I want, but I know that I don't have to pay a price for it.
So I'm gonna give you this initial meal plan. For example, for lunch, you're gonna have 2 proteins today. 1 grain is gonna be a half a cup of rice, or half a cup of pasta, or 1 slice of bread, something like that.
Okay.
Okay? We're gonna have this at 12:45.
And then I eat this?
This is like at 3:15.
Wow. That's...
Fruit. Veggies are easy.
This seems like so much food.
It is more food than you've probably ever eaten, but if you don't eat enough foods, you're gonna get overly hungry, which can trigger a binge for you. I do want to eventually challenge some of these fear foods of yours and get you eating all different kinds of foods, but we'll get into more of that later.
Treatment is not just about food. It's about how Lauren uses her bulimia to cope with anxiety, loneliness, and depression.
Go ahead and come on in.
Feelings that overwhelm and terrify her.
I am deathly afraid of eating pasta and not purging it. Like, I can't do it. Well, I can, I guess, but I'm so afraid.
Okay.
Like anything like pasta, rice, anything like that. Crackers.
Yeah.
Pizza. Like, bulimia has always been my go-to, like, this will help me feel better.
Okay.
You know, that's...
The feelings are gonna erupt. You know, this is just kind of how it happens. That's what a lot of these coping mechanisms, you know, have been doing to serve for us, is to protect us from these feelings, and we're taking that away. Yeah.
What am I gonna do? How am I gonna cope with how I feel? Because I always feel things and I'm like overwhelmed by that. So I don't know a healthy way to deal with the way I feel.
So this is a place to, you know, to be scared and to be sad and to feel all those things, and tell them that's okay. You're not alone in this.
The first week of treatment can be explosive or it can be calm. It's the start of a game of cat and mouse. As the clients struggle to maintain the upper hand, and their therapists wait for the right moment to challenge.
How's it going? You know, it's hard, and I'm gonna sit here and say it's just been fantastic. But it wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. But
And with a week off alcohol, Michelle's mind is out of control and racing.
You know, usually when I go to a restaurant, I order something and I take 2 bites of the chicken and then ask for a box, and all I do is drink. When you break it down into portions, a normal-sized portion is not that scary. Luckily, I'm really bad at math, so I have to kind of think about it when I'm counting calories. When I was done, it felt good to finish it and thought, am I actually hungry, or is that the binger in me that thinks? You know, sometimes we have downtime here, and if I don't really have anything to work on and we're just kind of hanging out, I always want to be doing something. What would I be doing if I were at home? When I'm at home, that's when I would go and binge. So those peanut butter, and I remembered by eating it that I actually really like peanut butter.
How'd you do with the pizza Sunday night? Did you want to throw up?
No.
In recovery, they call it a pink cloud. Certainly Michelle's style is to be a good girl and to look good and to have it all going on and to have it all pulled together.
For me, just being here for these, 8 days, I don't want to mess up because it's going to be 9 and then it's going to be 10, and that's amazing. And so,
so for Michelle, the work is in some ways to tear that apart a little bit so that she can start to experience the truth of how she's feeling.
When I go to the grocery store, it's kind of nice to actually think about what I was buying and like, okay, if you buy that, what are you gonna make with it? And to pick healthy choices and to pay attention to the prices on things. And so it was good. It was a new experience. It's not what I'm used to doing when I go grocery shopping.
Michelle's bulimia is doing the talking, and everything it tells her is a lie. Her eating disorder's a monster, and at this point, it will do anything to sabotage her treatment. When I met Michelle, her bulimia and alcoholism had brought her to the edge of self-destruction. 20 days into treatment, I want to see her progress. She's starting to open up about her family's history of alcoholism. She's at a really emotional place right now.
I'm having trouble, when they want me to say how I feel or they say get in touch with your feelings. I'm so used to not doing that it's not something that I can just snap out of it.
I think that's fine.
So I'm kind of learning more about my family and my dad and the things that he did when I was a child that seemed normal, because it's what I grew up with. But in reading the books and going through therapy, it wasn't normal. So I've been the last week or so starting to get mad at my dad, and I'm starting to get pissed off that he's never talked about them or apologized.
Oh, really?
So I'm now starting to try to let some of that come up and to be angry at him and to tell myself that it's okay to be angry at him. I'm allowed to be angry at him.
So you're dealing with emotions and things that you don't normally kind of like deal with.
Exactly. That's my biggest struggle right now, is learning how to let myself feel things and to get in touch with it.
Michelle is finally beginning to uncover the roots of her addiction. Nothing is more frightening and unsettling, especially for someone who's been hiding from her feelings her entire life.
I'm becoming increasingly frustrated. I just feel like it's like a no-win situation. And I almost feel like I'm being told how to feel, or when I say how I feel, it's wrong. Like, I mean, the way that I look has come up numerous times. That I'm hiding behind makeup and hair and this and this and that, which I'm sorry, but I think it's bull.
Knowing how intense treatment would be for Lauren, I asked her to keep a video journal. I want her to have the chance to share her feelings with me.
Okay, we had to eat a sandwich and then salad and fruit and 2 cookies, and it was just really overwhelming, and it was a lot of food. So I guess for the first time I had the urge afterwards to purge it, but I didn't. I sat with the feeling. But it was really scary, and it was not a good feeling. I felt really, really like in binge mode when it was happening, like kind of autopiloting through the meal.
Lauren continues to see George while she's in treatment.
Okay, so George and I had dinner together, and we had a fight, and there was this pivotal moment where it was the first time I've ever actually seen my eating disorder step in. I just saw the moment where the eating disorder took over my thinking.
She just, the first thing out of her mouth when she walks in is, I'm having a bad body image day, get away.
Okay, we're getting into one of these conversations, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't. That's been happening a lot lately.
What's going on in those moments?
It's the bad body image. It's been coming on pretty strongly the last few weeks.
So, but it's not
and
like
that's
one of those
really frustrating
where
to
I can
me.
tell her, I can say, are you sure you want to get into this conversation? Because if we don't talk about it,
maybe we just address that.
There are certain needs that I need that aren't really being met, or sometimes I feel like when I started feeling like I was supporting her and getting little appreciation back. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do in that kind of situation. I really don't. I've tried a whole bunch of different things that always seem to blow up in my face. It really sucks. It's almost like my being attracted to her is a bad thing. The more it happens, the more I start feeling that this is something that we're gonna have to be fighting with forever.
Not only has Lauren's bulimia taken its toll mentally and physically, but the contempt she feels for her body affects her sexually. She and George must work through this together if their relationship is to survive.
I am now headed home. And I'm not going to say that people didn't make valid points, because they did. I'm not stupid. They made completely valid points, and they said a lot of things that made sense. I just think that their approach, didn't work for me. I think that my husband is going to be very fearful of what the future holds, because No matter what I say right now, I don't think that he's really gonna believe that anything's gonna change.
I knew it was going to be hard. I was just expecting it to last longer. And then when she came home, it was just, it was just disappointment. I didn't really want to be around her.
He'd made a comment that you might as well just be drunk right now. That's how I feel. I left treatment, and yeah, I could have gone straight to a bar, but I didn't. And I haven't picked up a drink, and I'm sitting here. So I don't really think it's fair to kind of discount that and just act like it doesn't matter, because it does matter.
I'm very nervous because I'm on my way to go pick up my mother and sister from the hotel. I'm anxious, anticipating me feeling maybe a bit triggered. My sister and I and my mom, we just have this relationship that is just not functional.
What do you take that to mean?
I really don't know. She was the type child, teenager, whatever, that never indicated that anything was wrong or that she needed to talk about anything she wasn't talking about or anything like that. She was always very happy with herself.
I never liked myself growing up. I don't remember when I liked myself growing up. I never felt perfect enough. I didn't think I was pretty enough.
Where would your mom get the idea that you were always happy?
I think I felt guilty for feeling bad. And I didn't like myself because I never really felt like I fit in.
Who was the one that made you get involved in French club, field hockey, theater, right? I mean, it wasn't something that I ever needed you to do.
No, I know, but I wasn't happy with I don't know how to make you understand this. I did things that made me happy, but I wasn't happy with myself.
Okay, I understand that.
I've tried to explain this to you. It's not about what I'm doing, like activity-wise. That was always what was so important in our household. Like what would look best on my college application. Making me take classes that I didn't want to take, so I would look better. It was always about appearance.
Okay.
That's always what it was.
Bulimia is a symptom. It isn't the problem. It's a problem, by all means. But it is the tip of the iceberg that's living underneath the water. The feelings started long before the binging and the purging.
When you have kids, and I don't know if you have any, you love them dearly. You're gonna find faults with them like they find faults with you. Parenting is very difficult. Kids don't come with blueprints, with instructions. But I believe in my own mind, there are a lot of issues related to this situation. I don't think it's as she has said. As far as I'm concerned, I was the best parent that I could be. If I were to parent again, would I probably do it the same way? Maybe, maybe not. It depends.
It's not that my mother was a bad mother. That the eating disorder voice, it sounds like my voice in my head, but that tape of negativity, it's that my mom, of course, said certain things when I was growing up.
I just would like a glass of water with a lime in it, please.
With a lime? No
Yes.
problem.
I'll have water as well.
Okay. Can I get a margarita on the rocks with salt? You're not getting wine?
No, I'm not getting anything.
Okay.
No, not at all. Don't feel like it.
Okay.
And I took those thoughts, and they're like a tape that has been running in my head of all the things I did wrong.
Are you okay, Mom?
I'm fine, Lauren, thank you.
Every time I've messed up, every time I haven't gotten perfect scores, every time I don't look perfect, or I don't act the perfect way you should in some situation. That is a tape that plays in my head, and it comes from, it's my mom. It's the negative things that my mom has said to me in my life, not the positive. My eating disorder would never be like, oh, your mom said she loved you and she was proud of you. Okay, whatever. But you know what she also thinks? You're never gonna be good enough. You're not perfect. You are too, you don't have a perfect body.
you're never gonna get where you want to be in life. You're never gonna find someone who's just gonna love you the way you are, because it's not possible for that to happen. And I feel like what I hope for my mother is, I kind of feel like she doesn't accept a lot of things about herself. Therefore, she doesn't like to see it in me.
I asked Michelle and Matt to sit down with me. I need to understand why she quit treatment.
You know, I'm there to get better, not to be bullied around or to be spoken to in the way that they would speak to me sometimes.
I think this is your eating disorder talking. I have to be honest with you. I think you left because your eating disorder got louder than your healthy sense. And you shut down and you run rather than maybe sitting in another therapy session and saying, you know what, I don't really like being spoken to that way. And you sabotaged yourself.
I just don't feel like that program was the right program for me.
The thing that I find so ironic is that you follow the meal plan from the treatment center.
I do.
Doesn't that say something to you?
No, I understand that.
If you're holding on to the little bit of information they gave you in 3 weeks, what would have happened if you had stayed 3 months?
Just because I left there doesn't mean that I'm not still serious about getting better.
What if things go back the way they were?
Well, things can't go back the way they were. She knows that.
Will you leave if that happens?
Yeah, that's not gonna work for us. She knows that.
For him right now, my words probably don't mean anything, and that's okay with me because my actions will speak louder in the end.
I was hoping that you would have a change of mind and go back, you know, because I don't believe 20 days of treatment is enough.
I don't agree with the way that they would basically attack people in group. I'm not gonna subject myself to that.
I'm really concerned for Michelle. I hope she can use the tools she learned in treatment and continue her recovery.
Matt and I have done a lot of talking. We're gonna try to navigate this together. I have not had a drink. I have followed my meal plan, and then I'll add to that also AA meetings.
You know, the first 2 days she was home, things weren't good.
Throw that in the trash.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna sit here and pat you on the back and tell you that everything's okay. You have to prove it to me. Did I make the right decision? I don't know. She's doing the right thing right now, but for how long?
Well, I think that you've been doing so well in treatment, so today I have a special challenge for you.
Okay.
Lauren is facing the biggest challenge of her recovery, to eat a food she binged on.
You mentioned that pizza used to be a binge food for you.
She loves and fears her binge foods. Learning to eat normally can present an overwhelming challenge or a dramatic victory.
The #1 fear of pizza, other than weight gain, I associate it with pain. Because pizza is very painful to purge.
Yeah.
So I, for years, have associated pizza with intense pain.
Would you binge purge on pizza for that reason?
Probably.
For pain?
I think so.
Wow. Well, I thought it would be great for you to have an opportunity to look that pizza right in the eye and tell it that you're not afraid of it anymore.
Okay.
So, do you feel like you can separate the food and the emotions today?
Like, I have not ordered pizza in the longest time.
It's time.
I know, it's time.
Let's do it.
Okay. I need a phone. I would just like to order 1 large pizza.
Have a good one.
Thanks. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye. I just woke up.
Mm-hmm. I know, I was gonna say, I should let you eat for a while.
I feel like cheersing you with the pizza.
Cheers.
I just didn't think it would be possible for that to happen. And not to feel guilty about it is like a huge step for me.
It's huge. It like makes me so happy. It's crazy that it sounds so small, but it's not to me. But I'm really grateful for, I'm just so thankful because I get to enjoy life.
After 50 days at a new journey, Lauren is ready to go home.
So you go home today?
I do.
Is that exciting?
Yes.
Oh my God, are you nervous?
No. I'm
No.
really looking forward to it.
I'm just super proud of you.
Thank you so.
Lauren will continue outpatient treatment, but she's taken the first step in a lifetime of recovery.
Fear my eating disorder. Don't ever try to come back into my life, because if you try, I will take you down because you've tried to kill me. You tried to take everything away from me and all my life and my light and my happiness that I deserved. It's awful. So I would just say off and die.